We're on Baba Batra Perek Gimel, Mishnah Vav, sixth Mishnah in the third chapter of Masechet Baba Batra. We're continuing to talk about Chazakah. What kind of behaviors constitute Chazakah? What kind of behaviors do not constitute Chazakah? Now, I just want to mention, the Kahati notes in his introduction that there's a machloket here between the Rashbam and other Mefarshim. Are we talking about Chazakah of Shalosh Shanim or Chazakah right away? Meaning, if this do we have to engage in this behavior for 3 full years, or is the Chazakah engaged if a person sees you acting in a certain way, if the neighbor sees you acting in a certain way and doesn't make a mecha and doesn't protest? It's a machloket. You can look at it on your own. So it says the Mishnah, Hamarzev ein lo Chazakah v'yesh li mekomo Chazakah, Hamazchila yesh la Chazakah. There's something called the marzev. This is all related to rain drainage. Okay? Marzev en lo chazakah. What is a marzev? Marzev is tzinor katan, a small pipe, shenodnim betzov tzinor gadol haolech apnei agag. That goes at the end of the. They had a big pipe right at the top of the roof. I'm showing the top, right? You can see that if you have a roof. So then, that follows the entire roof. Okay, the marzev, makom she'atipa shel gshamim zava mimenu. It's what I would call the downspout. Okay, this is the mazchela for our purposes. I don't really know exactly what it looked like in ancient times. Okay, this is the mazchela, and the marzev is the downspout that came off from it. So it says the Mishnah. Okay, the marzev ein lo chazakah v'yesh li mekomo chazakah. Im hayasham marzev, if there was this marzev, this downspout, uba bal chatzer le'akro legamre, and so the downspout is not pouring into. So I have a house. It's this really interesting question because we're talking about issues of drainage. Drainage is a huge matter. On the one hand, you want the water, but on the other hand, it could flood your house or flood your property. So nowadays, it's all there are zoning laws and zoning rules. But back when they didn't, these are the zoning laws they were talking about in ancient times. Do I want the water? Do I not want the water? So I have a marzev. Remember, the marzev is the downspout. So the owner of the chatzer, I buy the chatzer. Right? There's a house, and I buy the chatzer, and I buy the chatzer next to it. I say, you guys, listen, I want to use this chatzer in order to, I want to use it as a wood shop. I'm going to build my wood shop in the chatzer. So I want you to move your downspout and so that it pours away. Eino yachol, I can't do that. Shekvar yesh lo chazakah lezeh, because the owner of the house has a chazakah of drainage. Shiu meimei gago shovchin derech oto marzev. Right, that the rainwater coming onto my roof, it is draining through this downspout. So therefore, the makomo has a chazakah. The marzev, the place of this downspout, right? This downspout, that place has a chazakah, but the marzev itself doesn't have a chazakah. What does it mean the marzev doesn't have a chazakah? But let's say I say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it and put it in the other direction. It was facing south because it's draining in one direction. And I want it to drain north. So the guy can't say, no, you always drains to the south. Obviously, he has a reason. It's going to go in his direction or whatever. The lav midei afsede. He's not losing anything. He can't say, listen, it always drains south, or it has to drain south now. No, it's my chatzer. I can now say I want it to drain in the direction that I want it to drain. It's my right. Chalon ha-mitzrit. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped. Sulam ha-mitzri ein lo chazakah. An Egyptian ladder does not have a chazakah. V'latzori yesh lo chazakah. A Syrian tire, a tzor window, ladder does have a chazakah. What's a sulam ha-mitzri? A small ladder ve'eno kavu. So if I put a ladder in your chatzer to get up to my roof, and then you don't say anything, it's not a chazakah. Lo kapid aleh im noten letoch chatzer chaveiro. If I open up my ladder in your chatzer to go to my roof to fix to go to my dovecote, you're not going to say anything. Ein lo chazakah, right? But a chalona tsuri, which is permanent, that they knew. A tsuri, a sulam tsuri that was permanent, that had to be fixed. Yesh lo chazakah. So if I start building the ladder and you don't say anything, or I build a staircase and you don't say anything, then there is a chazakah. Chalona mitzrit, an Egyptian window, Ein lo chazakah, v'la tzurit yesh lo chazakah. A chalon tzurit has a chazakah. What is this? Ezoi chalon ha-mitzrit. What is an Egyptian chalon? Kol she'en rosho shel adam yachol likanes letocha. The chalon ha-mitzrit is such a small window. You're building a small window into my chatzer. You're looking at my chatzer, but you can't stick your head through. Okay, and therefore, okay, it's a chalon, that's a window that's done for air. Okay, or just to be able to see through in order to make sure it's like a peephole. Okay, that's a chalon ha-mitzrit. A person's head can't go through it. But if it's a chalon ha-tzurit is much larger, and so if a person, and so therefore, if you build a chalon mitzrit, if you make it like a tiny window, and I don't say anything, I can come along later and say, I want you to close that window, it's bothering me. And you can't say, well, I've had it for all this time, you didn't say anything. But if it's a chalon tzurit, then, and I don't say anything, I'm not moched, then there is an issue of chazakah. Rabbi Yehuda says, Im yesh la malben, if it has a frame, afapisha en rosho shel adam yachol likanes letocha, even though it's not big enough for a person to stick his head through, harezu chazakah. You're building like a real window, and therefore it has a chazakah. Haziz ad tefach yesh lo chazakah v'yachol limchot. Aziz is, let's look at the Bartuner for a second, okay? Aziz is a etzo even yotzei mikotlo la'avir chatzer chavero. It's like a protrusion from I build I guess a pergola or something, or a part of the wall, and it protrudes into your chatzer, into your courtyard. So if it has a tefach or more, yesh lo chazakah, build this protrusion into your property, ad tefach yesh lo chazakah. Meaning, if I build a protrusion more than a tefach, so I'm going to use it to hang stuff on. It's usable. So therefore, if it's up more than up to a ad tefach, up to a tefach, meaning a tefach or more, it has a chazakah v'yachol limchot. The neighbor can say, listen, I don't want you building protrusions into my yard or into my chatzer. But pachot mi tefach, if it protrudes less than a tefach, it's not usable. Ein lo chazakah v'ein yachol limchot. So the neighbor can say, listen, there's no chazakah, I was never mocheh, okay, and I want you to remove it, but ein yachol limchot, okay, he cannot be mocheh if I'm building this, he can't be mocheh because it's really not causing him any damage at all. Okay, and we'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, email me at ourspolter@gmail.com. We'll dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.